Hey everyone, this is Real Estate Riches Podcast, and boy, is it going to be rich, full of the wealth and the tips and the tricks of all kinds of successful agents, because that's what you want to be, right? A business builder who has success in their business. Well, that's what we got going on here. And I'm going to have all kinds of agents, men, women, young or older, sharing all their stuff because there's technology, there's just how do you build your business? There's so many questions, right? So let's learn from some of the best. Gather your wealth and build your business. That's what this channel is all about. And I'm excited to bring it to you. I'm Kathy Burns and I'll be your host. And stay tuned. Let's get at it, right? Hey, welcome everybody here to Real Estate Riches. I'm so excited to have Carrie Pierce here today because she is a solo agent who just rocketed in her career right off the bat. And it is a second career for her, much like me. So I wanted to bring her on, have her share her nuggets with all of you, and I'm excited to hear her story. So let's get going. Hey, Carrie,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. We're anxious to hear your story. You want to kind of give us a feel like you were in the dental career for 28 years and then you said, what?
Uh, so yes, I was in the dental career for 28 years. The last 8 years, I was managing offices, and I just decided that it was time to make myself money versus someone else. So my husband, we had some land investments and stuff, and my husband said, "Hey, why don't you look into real estate?" And I'm like, "Okay." So at 48 years old, I received my license, and I started off on a team with Keller Williams, and I was on that team for about a year and a half. And then I actually switched teams and went to another team in Keller Williams as well, with the Hassel team, and realized that within three months, I wasn't even utilizing their leads. So I decided to go ahead and go on my own. And so
Yeah,
I'm now an independent agent, a real estate career, sorry. I've been in real estate for 8 years now.
8 years now. So, and the reason that you decided to join a team was so that you kind of get a lay of the land, or what were you thinking when you wanted to do that?
Correct. It was something so new to me, that I had no idea what I was doing and how I was going to do it. So
Yeah.
the best thing that I saw, and of course they were friends of mine too, was to join a team. They and real utilize what they can give you and offer you, which is a
Mm.
lot of experience, training. Of course, the leads were wonderful too. So.
Yeah. I tell new agents all the time, if you're just starting this career, it's so easy to get a license. Well, it's not that easy, but it's easy and it's cheap. And everyone thinks that we all make so much money and we've got all these schedules that we can just dive around instead of just being buried like we become, right?
Right.
And I tell new agents that I think it's very important to join a team. First of all, just to get the lay of the land. You want to ideally leads. You want someone watching over your paperwork. You want someone telling you, well, how do you even do a listing appointment? How do you even go show buyers? How do you even go into showing time to figure out how to lay out all your appointments?
Exactly.
It's sometimes it's the little things that really make a difference, don't you think?
Yes, I do agree.
Yeah.
I had no idea, the computer systems, how to get leads or how to work the leads. So it was definitely having that experience behind you, and somebody leading you was amazing. So.
Yeah. And also, usually on a team, they have someone helping you with the paperwork or you turn it in. It depends. Every team's a little bit different.
Correct. Yeah. And so we had a transaction coordinator.
Hmm.
Once we got the buyers, or, got a listing, then it was handed over to the transaction coordinator, and then they kind of took over after that. So,
Right. And
yeah.
now that you're a solo agent, that's all on you. And do you have an assistant or a VA?
It is all on me, other than I do have a transaction coordinator, which is amazing.
Yep.
She is a real estate, she still is a real estate agent that
Mm-hmm.
retired. So she does all my paperwork. Diane Noyes,
Great.
she's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
She keeps my paperwork in order. And so
Yeah.
that I have time to go, work with the clients and get more deals in
Right.
escrow. So,
Now, I
um,
know that you set some records and got some accolades for really high performance out there. What did you do different that made you rock it so much?
You know, it's hard. I've never bought leads. I do this strictly on referral basis. I was born and raised here in Kingman, so definitely that was a factor in my ability to have so many clients. Uh,
Connections?
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So then there's the referrals from the referrals and so on and so
Yes.
forth.
And
So
what did you do to nurture those people? How did they even know that you got into real estate? How did you nurture it? Because you mentioned to me, if CRM is challenging to you, you use sticky notes. I can totally relate to this. And but how did you stay connected? How did you get those referrals? Were you doing it on social media or something?
no, just mostly by word of mouth.
Hmm.
I don't do, big posts on social media. Occasionally I do. But it's not like a daily
Wow.
thing that I do. It's a lot of just keeping in touch and contact. I think communication is key
Hmm.
when working with clients and past clients. And I've just have a good rapport with my buyers or sellers, and they remember me, and then they refer. So
So
that's
do
been
you like call out to them like on a are you touching base like 2 or 3 times a year? What's anything special you're doing?
not necessarily. I definitely feel that I need to be better at that.
Hmm.
I think that my connection with people, I'm definitely a people person, and can relate and communicate and become close to them very quickly. And
Hmm.
so I think that's a big part of it. And they remember me, and they know that I was that person that really took care of them.
Hmm.
And that's a big thing. I definitely go above and beyond. I've gone and I've cleaned out houses for clients, and
Wow.
I've got my husband, he'll go and fix something real quick, and so I just think that it's more that than anything.
Is Kingman, that's in Arizona, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it a small town?
It's a small town. I believe we're like about 36,000. I
Okay.
do all of Mojave County. So we've got Lake Havasu City, Bullhead City, Golden
Hmm.
Valley, and then Kingman. And so I work, but mostly I work in the
Hmm. Hmm.
Kingman. So.
Well, what I was thinking, since you're not doing that much social media, it must be a small town feel where everybody's connected and you've made a point to be connected with people. Does that sound right?
Yeah, somewhat. I just think that my success has been being able to communicate with people and become, I guess it's almost like you become friends, and you have to do that very quickly. I'm
Yes.
just, I guess I have that knack maybe.
Hmm.
But and it's genuine.
Yeah.
I'm just me. I'm not anything else. I'm just me.
You're just a regular gal. Tell
That's
me,
it.
I had a note that you had some award to the Tom Ferry organization. Were you using coaching with them?
No, no. I received in 2022, I received the Keller Williams Southwest Regional
Mm,
#1 in units sold. So in
wow.
2022, I sold 129 properties.
Get out of
And
here. That's incredible.
yeah. And then last year, 2023, I was about 112. So
Wow. So even though a tough year last year, were they cash? Were they investors?
um
What was your
it's
price point?
I do a lot of land as well.
Mm,
Right now I have about 85 listings, land listings. Um,
geez.
in just this month alone, I've got 19 listings, brand new listings,
Wow.
23 pending, and I've sold 9 this month. So
So
I
are
do
you
have.
kind of known as a land agent? Is that your niche?
Not necessarily. I
Wow.
don't know what is. I do have a couple of great investors
Oh,
that
okay.
are the majority of my listings are from the investors.
Hmm.
I do have a lot of land listing or homes as well, but
Hmm.
mostly land.
Well, it almost sounds like you dominate an area there. Do you?
There's a couple of us out here in this area that kind of
Yeah.
dominate the land. I definitely am high up in that domination
Yeah.
of the land. But yeah, it's just I don't know how, honestly, some days I just don't know how I do it. I just do.
Right. So, and do you have intentions of getting an assistant for help? I mean, that's a lot of transactions.
No, like I said, I have Diane that does it. That does a lot of. She just actually took over doing my land listings and paperwork. I was doing all of that myself, and she was just doing the home portion of it. But it just got to
Mhm.
the point where I just couldn't do it anymore.
Well, that
Um,
makes sense because you have to leverage yourself out to a degree to have a life.
yeah, and that's honestly been probably my biggest issue is I definitely like to be in control of everything. That's why I didn't do so good on the first team because I had to let go and I can't let go. So it's learning. It's been a slow process of being able to let go of the paperwork so that I had more time to worry about actually getting listings or buyers
Yeah.
and working with them. So that has helped releasing that, and that just basically happened this last month.
Oh, so it's recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. So, how did you get on a path where you got all known for the land or even with the investors? How did that happen?
I think that so I started off with an investor that he does have quite a bit of land out there. I he had called me on a property that I had for sale probably about 6 years ago. No, 7 years ago. And then ever since then, and he had used many agents in
Yeah.
town, and he had been dealing with it for many years. And we just have a great rapport.
Hmm.
We connected, and so like I said, he's probably my biggest investor, and I probably have about 50 with him.
Wow.
And I think it's that, once people start seeing you on Zillow and Trulia and seeing that I have so many listings,
Hmm.
I've gotten just recently in the last month, I've gotten like 2 more investors, small investors, but you can tell them they're kind of snowballing and they're really
Yeah.
starting to get more deals, and they're calling me and asking me what I think. And I'm, I'll give you information, even if you're not going to use me. I'll
I
be
do the
happy
same.
to, I'll be happy to give you that information. But
Hmm.
then that also turns into, one of my investors said, "Hey, can I give your number to another guy that I'm dealing with that he's looking for, to list some properties." So I think it kind of almost like snowballs.
Yeah,
Um,
I was going to say, I'll bet they talk, they can be in these clubs together, like investor clubs, and like, who are you using? Is she any good? Your communication skills must be pretty good with these guys because, that's an important piece. I have so many agents, they don't answer their phone, and
right.
I find it, I mean, I'm attached at the hip with mine. I answer
Exactly.
my phone.
Right. I learned to put my phone on silent from 8 p.m. till 7 a.m. because I was
Mhm.
finding, I'll answer it. I'll,
Mhm.
and you're just like, you gotta cut things off,
Yes,
So,
I totally
and I'll
agree.
still, yeah, and I'll still eh, text someone if I happen to see it, or
Mhm.
emails, I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
I think that my biggest thing is I start at probably about 5:30 in the morning, and I think I get more work done between 5:30 and 8 than all day long, because I'm
Yeah.
able to focus, get what I need to do done. And then once it's 8:30, 9 o'clock, that phone's ringing and you're going. So
Yeah. It doesn't stop. I know
yeah.
I got a call. We were on vacation and I was with my daughter and it was like 10 o'clock at night. Had a few drinks and I go to answer it. She goes, what are you doing? I said, well, it's my client. And she goes, boundaries, mom, boundaries.
Yeah,
And
I
I
know my
thought,
children say that.
boy, that's really right. It really was a good lesson for me because
Right.
I had clients call me at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now it's a do not
Exactly.
disturb is on my phone.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're up.
My kids say the same thing. They're like, "Mom, you've got to stop." And I'm like, but it's just like I tell you, I do my best deals sitting on the beach,
Mhm.
in Mexico, with a margarita in my hand. It's
Right?
just you just do. And
Mhm.
I guess I've learned to multitask very well.
Yeah, yeah. How do you feel about tech in your business going forward? Is it an important piece that you see or not an important piece for you?
I think that it is an important piece. I'm really trying, I should say, to get myself out there more on social media for my business, because like you
Mhm.
said, I mean, there's been some people that said, "Oh, I didn't even know you're in real estate."
Mm,
I've been there 8 years, so I have tried to do a little bit better with that. Advertising, I definitely have learned to get my listings out there, and myself.
mhm.
So I'm trying. I
Yeah.
haven't used AI. I see a lot of people using AI for their listing descriptions and everything, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's AI. That's AI.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I feel like you got to be personable with your listings, and that's so I don't know if I could ever get myself to work with the AI. So
Um, I'm really glad you shared that because there's a whole way to work with like ChatGPT's AI because AI is here to stay and it is going to
I
consume our whole world. Now, you can get very boring, stiff presentations like that for a listing presentation description, or you can get incredible ones. It all starts with the prompt that you have to tell AI who it is. It doesn't know who it is till you explain it. For example, I would prep my AI in that situation and I would say, you are an expert writer and you know everything about the area of whatever, let's say the town was Kingsman, Arizona, and this is a neighborhood in that neighborhood. I want you to go into the internet, because I instructed to go into the internet, research that neighborhood, and now here are the components of this home, and write me an empowering description that's going to entice somebody to really look at this home with a call to action in it. Now that's just the description, right? I don't need to say this got 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. I really need to talk about the feel of it. What's this house going to feel like? Because that's what's empowering, right? So
right,
now, and I may get a description back and I'll say, nah, I didn't like that. I want you to change, come from a more like sometimes it's a little too stiff. Soften it up, be a little lighter, then it'll rewrite it. And I will sometimes go through that 2 or 3 times, and you could say, well, I could have written one in that time frame. And that's true. But what your particular chat is doing is learning you. And it will get better and better. And the beauty of it is you've got these envelopes on the side if you get Chat GPT 4, which you pay for. It's only $20 a month. And so worth it. And I have the app on my phone. I use this. I'm a machine with it. I teach on it because
oh,
it's so powerful. And that's just one little baby thing that you can do within your business. It's about
wow,
being organized and there's so many shortcuts to being a more efficient agent. And I
Right.
do have another YouTube channel, Tech Savvy Realty Solutions. And you can go over there and learn all kinds of tools that are to
Awesome.
capture clients. Like Instagram. I don't use Instagram. I use Facebook. That's where my target market is. There's a particular tool that I just did an interview on, and it was all about with Instagram. Well, I went to try and use it, didn't work for me. I got to find a different one.
Right.
So, with this younger generation, I'm going to say 30 on down, even mid 30s, they're brilliant with tech. And so I'm having them, I invite them onto that podcast to teach us all how to do this because there's a whole group of us, you and me, the second career kind of situation. We need
Right.
to know it. And
That's
the
true.
time that it takes for us to figure it out,
Yeah.
it's wasted time. Just
Right.
teach me. Just teach me.
You
I'm
just teach
okay.
me
I'm a quick
exactly.
study, right?
I know. I know everybody's talking about it and I'm just like, oh, just give me my piece of paper. I'll write it down.
I
So
know. I
I
know.
definitely, I'm hoping, like I said, I'm really trying because I know I've lost a ton of business just because I haven't gotten that tech savvy and
Mm,
CRMs and everything. So people do say, hey, can imagine what you could do if you were more organized.
right, right.
So,
And
so I'm
there's
working on it.
CRMs now, like a lot of them out there where you can create a landing page that you drive your traffic to, and now you're capturing new people in your social media, and it just comes right through a filter. You can just set it up for automated emails, and you can utilize all that with AI, the time
Right.
efficiency. But if you don't have someone teach you, and I'm like you, I'm hands-on. So
Yeah.
I got to understand it before I hand it off. I don't want to just give it to a company that could charge me X amount of dollars and I don't even know if it's going to work, right?
Right.
You need
Yes.
to
Very true.
understand it first, right?
Right. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Well,
In,
I'm gonna
any
try.
other any other wise words you've got for us?
I would just say that communication and follow-up is key,
Yep.
definitely, and that's huge. Answering your phone is huge. I did get to the point, I think, where I was getting so burned out that I was like, I'd see my phone ring and it was almost like, oh gosh, my phone's ringing. And so I've definitely switched gears this year. And when that phone rings, I'm answering it unless it says spam across it.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I've gotten some really good deals this last couple of weeks because I did answer my phone.
Yeah.
And you have to be there for your clients, and
I
that's
totally
huge.
agree. So,
Absolutely.
and also maybe a tip for someone who's starting a second career. Did you have any fear about it? Did you feel comfortable when you were diving into this? What were your thoughts as like starting a second career?
At 48, at 50, it's huge because you feel like that's where you should be, like peaking and then, oh, hey, it's time to get ready for retirement, I
Yeah.
guess. And so it was a little tough. I mean, thank God I had a wonderful husband that has a great career himself.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the money wasn't an object as much as it was the fear of being at my age trying to do another career.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I got into it just as, hey, this is going to be fun. And not that oh my gosh, where's my first deal? Where's my first deal? So I
Right.
think that was the difference for me. I wasn't having to worry about it.
Mhm.
So it just became natural. Like I said, I got on a number one team and we just skyrocketed from the beginning. So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's
that
it's
was great because not
yes,
everybody
yes.
does that. But I think
No,
you have a work ethic that is strong too. Would you say that?
I do. I do. I've always been very strong in my beliefs of if you're going to do it, you're going to do it good and you're going to do
Yeah.
it great and you're not going to slack and if you can help others on the way, do it.
Yes.
I've never been one to uh, just stay in a straight and narrow and worry about myself. So,
So I just want to thank you so much, Carrie, for being here on Get Rich's podcast. And it's been so invaluable to learn your story, hear how you're doing it, because everybody's different. And somebody got a nugget out of this. I just know at least one, maybe more. And that's our goal. So thanks again for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
So thanks for joining me on this episode of Real Estate Riches. Wasn't that great? I'm sure you got a nugget or two. I know I did. So if you liked it, please subscribe below, share it with everybody, make some comments. We really find that invaluable. And if you're thinking that you would love to talk about this a little bit more, let's schedule a business strategy call. I'll have the link below. And let's see if we can't mastermind together and see if we can empower each other. That would be great. So until next time, signing off. Hope to see you on the next one.